Ladies and gentlemen, we got Renny on the one.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What's going on with you, bro? How you doing?
I'm good, man. How you?
I'm good, brother. Can't complain, man. I've been following you for a while, bro, and you've been killing it, man.
Oh,
You've
thank
been
you.
killing it, man.
Thank you.
Everywhere
Respect,
I
man.
look, on all social media platforms, I'm seeing your name, bro. Proud of it, man.
Thank you, man. Much love.
No doubt. Tell the people how you got started in music.
Okay, my earliest memories of how I got started in music. My father's a DJ, so he put me onto a lot of the old school music, the real rich sonic sound of the 70s, 80s, and the 90s. And that just kind of opened my mind to not only have a love for music, but be able to manipulate it. And that was one of the first things that he told me, was that I have an ear. You know, around that time when I was coming up, young, 8, 9, 10 years old, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Now I'm starting to learn about poetry in school, you know what I'm saying? And rap is literally rhythm and poetry. So it went hand in hand. And there was this barbershop we used to go to over off Covington Highway. And my homeboy, Jose, he been cutting my hair since I was like 2 years old. But it was this barber in there named Supreme. And Supreme, you know what I'm saying, he the type of guy, he'll cut your hair, he'll say your chain, he got his CDs, he rapping, he got t-shirts. He was like, really like one of my first times really seeing one of them just all around, get to it, get money type of, hustling type of people. But it wasn't on no, he was on some illegal shit. He was just getting his money, how he was getting his money, doing his thing, hustling. So he would always, sometimes he'd step out, smoke a cigarette, and be outside the barbershop rapping and stuff like that. So, you know, we waiting on to get our haircuts. You play pool, you know what I'm saying? But I'm young, you feel me? So I step out there trying to see what they got going on, you know what I'm saying? And I start rapping with him. You know what I'm saying? He was like, "Hey, Red, you got something, boy. You own that. Keep it up, keep it up." So that used to be a thing. Like every week, every 2 weeks, we go get a haircut.
Dope.
I would go and I'd be freestyling. After a while, folks, you know what I'm saying, coming from Dollar General, they'd be walking through that little corridor and they'd sit and be like, "Oh, bro, real hard." You feel me? So that was a thing. And then in school, you know, I always saw myself, I was one of the youngest in my class. I was a little nerdy kid, you know what I'm saying? Good grades, just stayed to myself. But with my poetry and my rap, it kind of allowed my mind to open up for me to want to be somebody else, and I aspire to be more. You know what I'm saying? Like when I saw how happy it made me or how people felt when I was rapping around them, just that feeling, that energy, that vibe, was just knowing like, damn, I'm really sliding on this, and like people like they genuinely fucking with it. Like it ain't no, I'm not trying to push no facade. It's always been just about who I am and who I'm aspiring to be, you know what I'm saying? Like my experiences and stuff that I see around me. So, you know, at a young age, I realized, like, damn, that's a good feeling, and I want to keep that feeling, you know what I'm saying? So I was rapping. I'd be, you know, in the bathroom at the school, you know what I'm saying? You take a bathroom break, we in there rapping, you know what I'm saying? Coming up all through school, I'm in the auditorium rapping, in the lunchroom, like how they say you was really beating on the table, that was really going down.
Word.
That was really going down. So, you know, I had a foundation and the love for music, but I still, at that time, was honing my craft and my skills as a DJ. It wasn't until I was like maybe 12 or 13 that I really like recorded my first song. You know what I'm saying? So
you remember the name of it?
Oh man, I got the notebook upstairs with the song in it, man.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? Honestly, no, I don't remember the name of it, but I do remember. You know, my pops, he had these 2 turntables, you know, and he had like you know, a stage, like a regular dynamic mic. It wasn't no fancy, you know what I'm saying? It was just like a regular mic for DJs, you know, when they talking their shit in the club or whatever.
Right.
So, and he had this spool of CDs. So in the summertime, you know what I'm saying, he might have dipped off and went to work or something like that. I was getting these beats off of YouTube.
Right.
You know, like we in that era where MySpace, YouTube, Facebook, all these social media, like we're that era. We grew up with that, you know what I'm saying? So YouTube was just out, you know, following MySpace. And it was like, it's a platform. Folks got instrumentals. Folks dropping their music on there. Soulja Boy popped from there. So, of course, everybody putting their beats on YouTube, SoundClick, Jam Glue, Dat Piff, that whole era. We tapping in, trying to get beats. That was the thing to do at that time, that mixtape era. So I'm downloading my beats off of YouTube, burning them onto one CD, right, on this side, right? Now I got my mic recorded onto this CD. So I'm recording, boom, boom. That's 2 CDs, right? I'm recording, boom, 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 boom. Once I get it, now I gotta mix it and line it up like perfectly for it to, you know what I'm saying? And then I'm burning it onto another disc. So that's 3 discs, right?
Right.
But, you know, I wasn't always nice with it. You know, sometimes I might finish and it'd be like, damn, I want to change that. So I done ran through about a half a spool of CDs. My pops kind of catch on, he like, man, what you got going on, man? Like,
Wasting my
what's up
CDs.
with my CDs? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, I was going my, you know what I'm saying? So he saw it. I started taking it serious and stuff like that. And, you know, around that time, it wasn't like I had somebody to record my music. That was just me trying to be creative. You know what I'm saying? So we had the little family laptop or whatever. I downloaded this Audacity program on that and bought a little Samsung Q4, a little regular stage mic. It was like $90. And I was recording, you know what I'm saying, and doing my thing on that. Got good with Audacity. And as I start coming up, I just started investing in my own equipment, you know, because I had, you know, you just see rappers on TV. You never knew really what went into it. I didn't know any studios around the way, you know what I'm saying? And it was just one of the things where I just knew, okay, maybe I'll just keep getting my stuff together. Maybe I don't need to necessarily, you know what I'm saying? Right. So fast forward, I ended up dropping one of my first mixtapes when I was in the 10th grade. It was called More Than Just the Music. You know, my last name is Moore. Right. That was a real cool thing for me at the time. I wasn't even Renny On the one. I wasn't Renaissance. At that time, I was going by Eloquent. But it was spelled without the E. It was just the L. Okay. That was my little spin, you feel me, trying to be lyrical. Right, you know what I'm saying? Right. It didn't stick, though. Like, it didn't stick, but that was my come up. You feel me? My little, you know, my coming of age. But did that and, you know, dropped a couple other EPs, you know what I'm saying? A 2014 EP when I graduated high school. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So at that time, you know, I was known from elementary school all the way up to high school, if anything, known as the guy who could rap. You know what I'm saying? I'm the guy on the bleachers in the gym rapping. Right. I'm the guy in the auditorium rapping. I wasn't never a part of the band, wasn't a part of the chorus, but I was always around music. So they coming out of rehearsals, they walking down the band hallway, because even in middle school, that little band hallway before you even walk out to get to the bus, that was that same hallway. So I'm hearing that music, I'm peeking in, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I don't mean no harm. Right. You feel me? Catching vibes with them, some of my closest homies that I grew up with, they playing saxophone, playing the tuba. So it was just in us to, you know, to collaborate. So I'm freestyling. And, you know, growing up, that's when I kind of realized I had a knack for freestyling. You know, I got some cousins down in Cincinnati, Alabama. My cousin Jeremy, whenever I would see him, you know, we'll go down to Alabama's in the summertime. And whenever I see him, he'll be rapping. And my cousin Jeremy, my cousin Snoopy, my cousin Spanky, you feel me? All of them, my cousin Carlos, they was all rapping, you know what I'm saying? That was just their thing to do. You know what I'm saying? And I remember them telling me, yo, you could really freestyle. And, you know, being with my older cousin Jeremy, he was one of the ones, he went to Alabama State. He was one of the ones that really took music real serious, too, at that time, you know what I'm saying? So I always looked up to him in the way that he was rapping, and I looked up to my boy Supreme at the barbershop for how they was rapping, you know what I'm saying? Just that was just really, you see a lot of rappers on TV, but I was able to see people in real life, you know what I'm saying? And really see their real life struggles, too. Like, it ain't, you know, it's not as perfect as the image that you see on TV. I saw the real raw, and it made me appreciate it more. You know, so all coming up through school, I was just honing my freestyling craft. And that's when I realized, I was like, this is really like a lost art of the MC. You know what I'm saying? And where music was in the early 2000s and where music is at now is two completely different places. It's taking a complete, you know what I'm saying, transition. Shift, you know what I'm saying, to a whole different level. Right. You know what I'm saying? But at that time, for me, it was real cool for me to be able to freestyle in front of my friends. And, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, the idea of recording, it wasn't until I was really like coming up, high school, stuff like that, when I was like, I need to start putting stuff out, I need to start putting stuff together. Performing at talent shows, they don't want you to just freestyle all the time. That's cool. Give us a song, nigga, like, come on. You know what I'm saying? You know, I remember doing the talent show at Southwest DeKalb, and Greg Street, he was there, he was the judge, you know what I'm saying? I remember doing stuff like that, doing talent shows at City Grove, at Arabia, you know what I'm saying? All over, just you know what I'm saying, getting out there. So when it came time to go to college, Morehouse, to be honest with you, it wasn't even in my train of thought. You know what I'm saying? I was still the smart kid, but I had taken up computer engineering when I was in high school. I had taken a fond liking to robotics, you know what I'm saying? And then at the same time, you know, you got the left brain, right brain, creative, logical. I was seeing how the methods of reverse engineering when it comes to robotics, like let's say you got a robotics arm, it's a whole different conversation, but let's say you got a robotics arm and shit get chopped off. Now you got to reverse engineer it, figure out what's wrong with it to how to fix it. So when we learning stuff like that and we making 3D print designs of parts and stuff like that, I'm seeing how it go together, it start kind of I started applying that same logic to how I would make music. So now it's just not a freestyle thing. Now it's like I'm focusing on a theme. I'm focusing on capturing a moment or representing this moment of my emotion in the best way. And then that's when my poetry started to really shine through my lyricism. It wasn't just like I'm rapping just to let you know I can rap. It's like, okay, I'm saying something, but I'm saying something so slick it might slide past your ear and you gotta like
bring it back.
Man, what? But now this hitting you too. You feel me? And you just taking it all in, you know what I'm saying? That's how I wanted people to feel. So I wanted to go to SCAD. You know, I wanted to take up architecture at SCAD. You know what I'm saying? Applied, got a scholarship, but the scholarship they gave me was like $1,800. And I'm like, at first hearing that, I'm like, yeah, I got a SCAD, yeah, it's going down. I'm finna do $1,800. And my mom put me on there. She was like, that ain't even enough to really get your books. Like,
Right.
I'm like, damn, you know, applied to Tuskegee, got in, applied to Howard, got in, applied to Georgia State, got in, right? One of my neighbors up the way, he was a Morehouse man. You know what I'm saying? He said, hey man, you know, come over, you know, apply to Morehouse. I know you think about going to Morehouse. It was so crazy because my auntie on my pop side, she worked at Morehouse for a long time. And, you know, it didn't dawn on me, but like when I was younger, she used to take me up there. And it didn't until I went back up to Morehouse, it had clicked again. I was like, damn, I've been here like a bunch of times. But I didn't know that's where I was at. I'm just chilling with auntie for the day.
Right.
So I went up there for a visit, and it was the Miss Maroon and White pageant going on, or something like that. Like, it was just popping. You feel me? I was like, oh yeah, this it. Right. But then it was still like, okay, I'm going for whoever paying. You feel me? I go to state if they pay my way, for real. You know what I'm saying? But I see what Morehouse got going on. Like, this is I'm looking at it in a different perspective now that I'm older. I'm like, this is something powerful, but this shit costs too.
Word.
You feel me? Just being real about it. Like, you know what I'm saying? It costs. So, one of my friends, they told me about the bonding program. You know what I'm saying? So I started researching into it, and it was a community service-based scholarship. And, you know, I had already had a background in community service from high school, not just because the high school made us get like 8 community service hours, which really ain't that much, you know what I'm saying? But you have to do like certain throughout the semester or through the quarter. But I took a kind of liking to that, like, you know, I was helping out with the Hosea Feed the Hungry program, like coming up, doing stuff like that, doing, you know, when they did giveaways with the backpacks at the churches we was affiliated with and stuff like that, I help out with that. So it was just cool to kind of, you know, always give a helping hand and stuff like that. But I didn't really, you know, when you're doing work like that, when you're doing stuff like that, you know, I feel like it's better not to think about yourself or how tired you are, how much you don't want, maybe you don't want to be there as much no more. Maybe it's becoming physically or mentally laboring and taxing, and now you just having a human moment where you're like, no, this ain't about me. Take my ego out, you know what I'm saying? So it wasn't about me and it wasn't about the hours. I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, you had to sign off so the school know I ain't bullshitting, but you know what I'm saying? It wasn't about that. So here I had accumulated all these community service hours, but I wasn't thinking about it. You know what I'm saying? Right. So when I applied for that scholarship, I turned them in, and then immediately, oh, okay, yeah, Georgia boy, he, oh, what? Oh, where? Okay, boy, he's from around the way. Okay. Oh, damn, he did. Okay, let's call him up. Right. So they get on the phone, they asking me all these questions, and I did, you know, and I'm just being real with them, being honest with them. It's like, okay, so what do you know about the program? Right. I didn't know anything. You know what I'm saying? So I pulled it up, you know, did a little research on the fly, and you know what I'm saying? And just kind of connected with their mission statement was. I was like, I really can't tell you I know too much, but I'm looking at your mission statement, and this is how I can apply to some of the things I've seen in my life. And they really love that. You know what I'm saying? Brought me in for an in-person interview, and then boom, next thing you know, I got pretty much a full ride to Morehouse.
Congratulations.
Like,
bro.
that was,
you know
what I'm saying? Right. Blessing. Right. You know what I'm saying? So, boom, now I'm on campus doing my thing, you know. Everybody looked at college as a way to reinvent yourself, but I don't know. See, we on the east side. Like, I'm from the east side of town, but Morehouse is on the west side. You feel me? So it's like, it ain't like polar opposites. It's like, it's still one and the same. It's 2 peas of the same pod. You feel me? But it's just, you know, it's just a different vibe. You know what I'm saying? Nothing more, nothing less. Just a different vibe. You know what I'm saying? So I get over there. I'm getting back right with this vibe. I got some folks that stay out that way anyway, so it's not like I'm just green and nothing like that. But it's a different vibe, and then it's really like the spark of being on your own, and you know, not having nobody over your shoulder, not having anybody you have to answer to, and not anybody really to hold you accountable either. Right. You know, so that's going on. I'm doing my stuff on campus. Man, probably the best thing that ever happened to me was probably the worst thing at the time. my first performance ever at Morehouse, right? And when we talk about this homecoming video later on, you'll see the full, you know what I'm saying? But in this moment, freshman staying in Whitehall, you know what I'm saying? Don't nobody really know me as a rapper except for maybe a couple people in my dorm, just doing my thing. And there was this guy who had this organization, this community service organization on campus. And he was kind of closely associated with some of the folks that was with my scholarship program. So sometimes we worked the same event, sometimes, you know, name be on the same flyer. And they were doing an AUC at the Apollo event, you know. And so the way we kind of approached it, you know, was that he would bring me on as like a featured act twice throughout the night. So, okay, cool, you know. I wasn't a part of the competition. Y'all didn't go there to be a part of the competition. I didn't mind. But I usually don't do gimmick. Well, I don't even want to call it gimmick. Let me backtrack because I don't want to come off disrespectful or nothing like that. But I don't usually do competition-based stuff because I don't want to get into... It's already a tricky validation-based system as an artist in this social media area anyway. So me coming up, I never wanted to base how I felt about my music purely on other people's validation. Right. Even though as an artist, you got to make money off of that. I also look at it as for what it has done for me spiritually and therapeutically as I've grown as a man, as an MC, as an artist, as just in this spirit and this body. Like, music has done a lot for me too, so I want to respect the music in that sense too. So, you know, I usually don't do stuff like that, but they approached me about it, and I was like, yeah, dope, you know, this is my first time performing really in front of everybody. I gotta go do that. Get out there. I had 2 performances. The first song I wanted to do, I had in my mind, I was like, I'm just gonna get him on some dope poetic. I'm talking about God, talking about life, talking about spirituality. And you know what I'm saying? It's the AUC, so folks really, it's folks from all over. You feel me? It's a melting pot. So trying to strike a crowd and hold a crowd cold, you know what I'm saying? You gotta be Curry. Yeah. You gotta be Curry to hit that bit. You feel me? You gotta be Dame. Like, you gotta hit. You gotta be hard. You know what I'm saying? You can't mess around. You know what I'm saying? So I go out there. My homeboy Reggie, one of my closest partners from Morehouse, man. Like, that's my brother for real, man. He from Chicago. I met him. He used to stay across the way. You know what I'm saying? In the other dorm in the quads. And he was on his rapping stuff. So he there too. All these rappers that I kind of just met. We all get ready to go on stage and stuff like that. And it's packed out. And I don't remember. It was either a step show before that or after that. But for whatever reason, it was just lit. It was just that type of energy. Folks was on go. Folks was turned. You feel me? For lack of better words, folks was turned. And my boy Reggie, he come out, dread swinging, popping his Chirac shit. Like, rightfully so. You can't take that from that man. Let him do his thing. I just was on a different wave. And then the thing is like, he was the last, before the intermission, before I would come, and then they give a message about community service. Boom, here's this artist. You know what I'm saying? That's how it was supposed to go. I go out after him. Ain't no, but you know what I'm saying? They like, all right, come on with it. The host, he telling folks after my boy get off stage, they turned up. Like, they on that shot, right? He got some folks from Chicago in there. And then, you feel me, like that drill movement, Chief Keef.
Yeah, that was,
you know what I'm saying? Too, that era too, you know what I'm saying? Like, and folks in there, you turn, it was on go. I'm backstage vibing with him. I know I'm on, killed him. Came on stage, that my boy, boom, boom, boom. I go on stage. The host, he say something along the lines of, you know, this still a competition. If y'all don't like that nigga, man, boo him. You know what I'm saying? If you don't like it, now look, we gotta know how it's gonna go down. Who gonna stay? Who gonna go? If y'all don't like him, you can boo him. So I'm like, man, that's some wild shit to say.
Right before I'm finna get out there, right?
I'm like, damn, bro, like, they, come on, make the message about community service, smooth and shit on know. But no, so I go out there. 7 seconds into my song, I get keyed.
Nah.
Can't make it up, bro.
Right.
You know, as an artist, you on stage, you trying to work your little move, you gotta work the whole stage. The stage ain't, but it's in Sale Hall. The stage is so big.
Okay, Sale, okay.
You feel me?
Okay.
This is where this happened, in Sale Hall. So I come out through that little side door, you know what I'm saying, like by the piano, I come out through that door. By the time I parlay and go boom, boom, and come up, rap my stuff, they still off my boy, you feel me? They hype. Right. I'm out there talking about God. You know what I'm saying? Hey. I say God, 7 seconds in my song, but they keyed the fuck out of me, bro.
Hey man, everybody got a story like that,
bro.
I know you was low on it. How'd you bounce back from that?
Man.
That's the question that matters.
Dude.
How'd you bounce back from that?
Man, so I left, you know, so I was like, man, I've never had that happen to me. Maybe like on one other occasion where I wasn't welcomed in the space for my music.
Mm-hmm.
That was a humbling moment. But keep in mind, I told you I had 2 performances that night.
Right.
I go downstairs. I remember my fit. I had one of my fits was gonna be white, and one of my fits was gonna be black. Cause like I would come out with the nice poetic stuff in the white, and then I think I was gonna switch to the black and be on my like, you feel me, like rapping spirit shit.
Yeah.
You feel me? I had Tim's on. I had these custom pair of Tim's that I had bought, and I drew and put all my designs on them and stuff like that. And I remember going downstairs and kicking the water fountain, and water just going everywhere. And I'm like, fuck. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
My partners that I just kind of like linked up with in Whitehall, that was one of the moments I can honestly say, that's when I knew that like them would be my brothers for life.
Word.
Like some of my brothers for life, because they came down there, they were helping me like get back right. They were like, man, fuck that shit, bro. Like, you got another performance, bro. Show these folks what you really talking about. I was in a whole different mode. I'm like, man, these niggas don't appreciate real. I was just spazzing,
Right.
like, man, this is what shit I be talking about. Now, let me get in my zone. Change clothes, sit down there. You feel me? Lay low. Now, a couple other artists done went. One of my other homeboys, Vaughn, he's a comedian and an actor. Met him at Morehouse. He's one of my closest brothers now. He goes out there to do a comedy skit. They key him. So there's this moment when I'm coming back upstairs, me and him and Steve, we're just in the hallway like, damn, we got booed. Like, what the fuck? You know, like, damn, like, I can't believe this really happened. I'm like, I'm finna go back up there. So this time, I go out there and I do a song called Sky's the Limit, which was off a project called Social Color that I dropped freshman year in college.
Okay.
I did that song, and like 8 or 9 of my homies got on stage. And I just instinctively remember my homie Mills, his real name Ronald. He from Baltimore. You know what I'm saying? So he heavy on his, I'm from Baltimore. Right. I'm like, yeah, king amongst kings, man. Respect. I'm from Atlanta, bro. You feel me? Like, let it be that.
Word.
So we clicked up off of that. He on stage. Everybody else turned up with me, including my boy Reggie, that had the Chirac shit.
Word.
Turned up. Boom, 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 boom. My boy Mills, he's standing on the side of the stage like this. Ain't moved at all. Just like if a nigga get up on stage, you know with the Apollo, they'll come sweep you off.
Oh, right.
You feel me? Like, that's the whole, they embarrass you. You feel me? Get the fuck off the stage. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what they say.
Absolutely.
So he's standing like, I wish a nigga would.
Mm-hmm.
Do my shit. Boom, 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 boom. Drop the mic. Right? Folks, I never forget that moment of looking out and making eye contact with someone that's booing you. That's a different feeling.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's hard enough for people to maintain eye contact when someone's giving them a compliment.
Praise, right, exactly.
It's like, damn, I have a view of myself. How can I even receive that? But no, to look out and see a flurry of people, and you looking at people and they like, get out the way. You know what I'm saying? Like, they mean that shit. Get off the stage.
Right.
You know, but when I came back out there, he off the, you know, hey, do we need to give this nigga enough chance? I'm like, man, give it the mic. Do my shit, finish up, drop the mic, walk off stage. I'll say, man, don't drop nothing that you can't afford. So I pick the mic back up. Like, I really do this. This is $119 mic, my boy. Drop it again. Walk off. So folks were still booing me the second time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But half the room was looking at me like, damn, bro, really stood on his shit, though. Like,
he did. He came back and
you feel me? Like,
doubled down.
fuck what they talking about. I'm on my shit. Like, okay, I tried to show y'all what was up. It cool. They hard finna slap your side of the head now.
Right.
Boom. So after that, mad people was fucking with me, bro. Like, I didn't expect that. I'm walking with my head held down, like, man, you know, I save face. And like, you in the fight, and nigga really knock your ass out, but you get back up and you finish the fight. But you go on that walk home, you like,
damn.
and you really knocked my ass out. And that's what happened, bro. I got hit with the uppercut that day. I wasn't expecting none of that.
Right.
You know, but after that, folks started really fucking with me, bro. You know what I'm saying?
People
and from
respect
that,
hustle, man.
respect. So I would see people, like, people would be like, oh, you that nigga that got booed. And I'd be like, but you stood on your shit, though, bro. I fuck with you. Right. And it was like, damn, okay. So now I'm on everything that's moving on campus, every open mic.
Facts.
I'm out there. Not that I had just something to prove. I had something to prove to myself. I don't necessarily want to say that I was trying to prove something to those same people, because I know the fame is man given.
Right.
And people in there turned up having a good time. I might have just it's just a vibe thing.
Right.
You know, what could I expect? But I never rehearsed it. I never knew that he was gonna do his thing. It was just a fluke of the nature type moment. So I never, regarded it higher than that. But coming through, I'm on every open mic, every cypher that was on the promenade, everything happening there in front of what now would be the Chick-fil-A and Morehouse, everything at Clark and Spelman. You know what I'm saying? I'm on it.
Right.
Freestyling, rapping. You know what I'm saying? Just letting people know that I really do this. And I think it would be safe for me to say that I gained a lot of people's respect in regards to just doing music, because I had a lot of people still to this day from that circle of the AUC that I still would like to collaborate with, that still want to collaborate with me, yourself included. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely,
you know what I'm saying? We linked up before. Absolutely. And, here we are, you know what I'm saying? Right. So just that respect, it kind of put, I ain't gonna say it put a pressure or anything like that, but it was one of them, like, I already hold myself to a higher standard, because I want great for myself and I see great things for myself. So I try to hold myself down and try to be a perfectionist. You know what I'm saying? I know it's not real, but try to be in that regard. But now it was an offsetting moment of, before it was easy to be an overachiever because you were like surpassing people's expectations, the average expectations. Now that people know that you provide something of a good quality, like with you and your camera, you know what I'm saying? If you do something, a great work for me, the next thing you do can't be subpar.
Right.
You set the bar higher.
Absolutely.
So I started trying to find different ways to be creative, you know what I'm saying? Making beats while I'm doing the shows, doing all these shows at different places, selling CDs, selling merch, really doing that, selling 500 CDs, getting 5 bands off of selling CDs in a college in a time where cars weren't coming with CD players, you know what I'm saying? Like having my own release party, hosting events that not only shed light on what I had going on, but shed light on the problems in the community and gave other artists an opportunity to perform. Just being in a great place where I was able to open up for Young Thug with one of the homecoming concerts at Morehouse. Excuse me.
What was that like? Tell us what that was like, man.
Man.
That was crazy.
That was a crazy moment, bro. SGA and CASA, those are, if for those of you that don't know, those are organizations on campus that handle, student life, events and affairs. If an artist gonna come to campus, they get booked through them. They setting up homecoming week, they setting up spring fling, they setting up all this stuff. So I had already, my sophomore year, I had performed not at the homecoming concert, but they had an event over in the in like one of the tennis spaces. They had a concert over there with vendors, like a jam, something jam. But I had performed there. That was a good turnout. So the following year, they had a contest to see, they had a slot. There was rumored that Young Thug was going to come perform for the homecoming, and they had a slot for somebody to come perform. So they had like a competition. Of course, they hit me up along with some of my other Morehouse brothers because we was doing our thing on campus respectfully. One portion of it would be that you had to do a live performance at Hump Wednesday. Hump Wednesday was a block party every week at Morehouse.
Used to be lit, man.
It used to be lit every week. Literally a block party. So you had to perform at that. Then you had to get the social media push, and then they would make an overall decision. So, ironically, this day that I was doing the Hump Wednesday performance, my hair had grown out. That was a part of the thing, you know what I'm saying? Just the hair. You know what I'm saying? I've always, ever since I started growing my afro and going through these different journeys, I feel like hair has a lot of spiritual essence to it. You hold a lot of frequency. You hold a lot of, not just, even just on the spiritual level or scientific level, you just hold a lot in your hair. You know what I'm saying? Wisdom, knowledge. So that was a big part of me, like, in my representation of myself, just having my hair, make sure, you know what I'm saying, I achieve the look or the vibe that I'm going for and just let it be that. You know what I'm saying? So I pop out there, big old poofy hair, doing my shit, you feel me? And now, the guy before me, the guy who went before me, he's on his, like, super vibe. I don't even know what to call it. It's just like, he vibing, he on stage, he jumping up and down, he really rocking the crowd out. Takes out a bottle of water, and throws it on the whole entire first 3 rows. You know, now to give you give you a mindset of the scene, just to give you like a picture painting of the scene.
Right.
We on stage, we up on like at the top of the steps. You looking out, it's people everywhere. It's people sitting on top of stuff. It's people up on the stairs. There's people in places that they should be. It's a real deal block party.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, people would get dressed up. You know, I would know a lot of my beautiful Spelman sisters and Clark sisters to get dressed up because it's a block party. You know, everybody out there having a good time. They want to look good. They want to feel good. So I say all that to say, it was some pretty women in the front row that they didn't like that. They wasn't feeling that.
Of course not.
You know what I'm saying? And the judges, they weren't feeling that. So they like, no. So they start keying. Buddy.
Wow.
It's just contagious, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like,
spread like wildfire.
it's like, I'll say this, right? When it comes to positivity, people hold their tongue. It's like,
wait for somebody else to agree with.
right. You know what I'm saying? But I also think the same thing with negativity. But I feel like with positivity, it takes a little bit more push. Like, I can see you doing something positive, but I'm not going to do it until maybe 10 people doing it. Then it's like, okay, heard. Boom. But with negativity, it's like, it's just like a wildfire. So with that keying shit, niggas just looking for a reason.
Right.
They don't even know why they keying, why they booing. Oh, everybody else, boom, man, fuck that nigga. What? You know what I'm saying? So he sprayed him with the water on his Travis Scott shit. He vibing out. You know what I'm saying? In a different setting.
Right.
Yeah. You just know, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Know your time, know the place, you know what I'm saying? They wasn't feeling that. They start keying him. He spaz out, flip the fucking table.
Oh, he was
No cap,
right,
bro.
Right.
Flip the table. The judge was like, yo, what did you own, nigga? Like, hold up. Boom. You know what I'm saying? All that shit going on. Keep in mind, I'm next.
Right.
So again,
Right.
I'm like, what the fuck? So they figured that whole situation out. When he stormed off, I think he tripped over a cord or something. So like, they're like, yeah, coming up. So at the time, like I said, I wasn't really on the one. At that time, I was Renaissance. You know, Renaissance.
That's when
right,
I first
the
met you.
Renaissance, right?
Wave,
you know what I'm saying? Because it was the actor, the rapper, the producer, like, you know, being able to do all this thing. Renaissance man.
Right.
And then it's like, you know, I had Renaissance because of the Renaissance era and like my love for classical music and classical instruments. So it was like a whole thing. Renaissance on the one. You know what I'm saying? On the one, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, DJs is on the ones and the twos. MCs is on the one.
Right.
So I shortened that, copyrighted it. Renny on the one.
Dope.
You know, quick little, you know what I'm saying? But so he say, up next we got my boy Renaissance, and I go and get the mic. And so all that huffluff is going on, and I'm like, okay. Tripped over the cord or something, so the mic go mute. Everything shut down. So they trying to figure out, is it water or is it like, you know, what's going on? So they finally figured out. So, you know, dead space at a party, that dead silence, but it's really deadly. You know what I'm saying? You in a moment and people want to be entertained. They're there to be entertained. Having that space and that silence, bro, it's like you leaving room for people's attention to catch something else.
Right.
Shit, I'm hungry. Shit, man, I'm trying. Let's go smoke. Let's go drink. Let's go do this, man. We finna go find the other move. That's how it go. You know, that's how it go.
Right.
So me knowing that, I'm like, oh nah. I know everybody attention on 10 because they like, what the hell just happened? But let me tap in with this moment. So I get out there, no mic, in front of all them people. I say, if you can hear me, tap yourself, put a one up in the sky. So some people start doing it at first. And I was like, how about this? If you love yourself, say, I love myself. I love myself.
Right.
I was like, wait a minute. We done got it. Let me try that bitch again. If you love it. So now that they got the mic back right, I pop my shit. You feel me? So in that other instance, when somebody had went before me, it ended up not playing in my favor. But in this time,
Right.
you know, Buddy just had a different moment at that time, and it ended up being better for me because of the contrast.
Right.
How I was able to come into a moment that was just in chaos
Right.
and bring peace and bring light and bring honor, and then slice you up.
And that first moment probably led you to this moment to be able to
Do that because now, like I say, when I go out there, I'm not looking for your validation.
Right.
And as an artist, you want people to like your shit. We artists, we sensitive about our shit, bro.
Right.
So being able to overcome that and be at a different place of peace with myself throughout my growth and my matriculation, that's something I honor and that I love. You know what I'm saying? So make that long story short, I perform. They love it. So now they post the picture. They say, you know, we got this social media push. Now this portion of the competition. Whoever gets the most likes, gets the most social media activity, you know, they'll get the upper hand or whatever. So me just being natural, being genuine, I always stand on, if it's not meant for me, it won't be. And if it is, it will be. And it'll find me and I'll find it. You know what I'm saying? Like that. So I just put it out there, told everybody thank you for the support, you know what I'm saying? Posted some pictures and told everybody, look, run it up. My shit doing numbers to me. 200, 300 likes within a 30-minute span. Shit, run it up, run it up. All right, cool. My homeboy, my boy James Garrett, man. Shout out my nigga James, man. He was my barber in Whitehall. He's one of my closest homies, but he used to cut my hair in Whitehall, man. That's my partner. He always was a big fan of my music and a big supporter. I got so much love for him, man. That's like real talk. So he hit me. He like, yo, bro, you might want to run your shit up because they shit doing numbers.
Right.
You know, he was telling me in so many words, bro, they shit on you, bro. Go ahead, get that shit right. So I looked on their page, thousands of likes. I'm like, how is this?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? 4,000 likes. I'm like, there ain't that many people on campus. Right. Like, what's really going on? You know what I'm saying? Right. So I started looking into it. I'm like, oh man, they bought followers, man. They bought likes.
Right.
I forgot niggas was doing that. But that's part of the game, bro.
Right.
So it's like, I ain't finna be a sore loser if that's how they gonna win. And I was just at peace knowing people know I can rap. I still can sell my CDs. I still can do my thing. If it's meant to be, it'll be. So, of course, my shit ended up like 400 likes or something. These niggas in the 5,000s and everything like that. They look into it, disqualify all of them. So it's just me and like a couple dudes left. So, you know, I ended up going on a scholarship program, a conference. So to shed light back on the scholarship program I was in, you know, we did work at the food bank, Atlanta Food Bank. We did work at the Gateway Homeless Center. We did different events centered around my areas were in hunger and homelessness. You know what I'm saying? And you know, community development. So we'll go and do stuff and give back to the schools and do programs at the schools. So make a long story short, this scholarship, this Bonner scholarship, there's only like three schools. They say 2 schools, but we count Morehouse and Spelman as their own. Right. Respectfully, you know what I'm saying? Morehouse, Spelman, and I think one other, I want to say Berry College. Starts with a B. Don't shoot me the line right now, but it might be. But those are the only 3 schools that have the scholarship. Right. So when we go to conferences, like, we have to represent because it's like, it's us. Right. Absolutely. We here with who we came with. You know, so we went up there. We was up there at Amherst, you know, in Massachusetts, catching the vibe up there. It was a different vibe. I liked it. First thing I ever noticed was like how advanced that food court. I was like, damn, it's like being at the mall. So we up there kicking it. I say all this to say I'm up there thinking, okay, maybe I'm in good standings. Like, you know, they disqualified everybody else. I get the call. Yeah, man, you got it, man. We want you to perform. Oh, all right, bet. Boom. So I'm posting flyers. Yeah, let's go. You know what I'm saying? So then the next day I get another call like, yo, it's some folks affiliated with the fashion show. They want to do a little swap, maybe. You know, we want you to, long story short, we don't want you to open up for Young Thug. We want you to do this fashion show. Because whoever was performing at the fashion show, they tied in some type of way. I was like, dog, you know, I was crushed. So I had to put out a message letting people know this wasn't happening no more. Damn. You know? And, you know, I felt like I let people down. And that was a crazy tone for me to take with myself. But I was like, damn, man, I got these people all riled up. I look into stuff like that. Like, you know, you follow me as a person, growing with me as a person. But I'm still, are you not entertained? I'm still here to entertain. You feel me? I'm still, like, let's be real. I'm like, damn, bro, I had all these people riled up. I was probably finna make some money on my CDs. Like, I'm like, damn, you got me down bad, bro. You got me down bad. I like, you know, I looked up. I was like, if it's meant for me to have it, I have it. Next day, I got another call, and it was like, nah, we want you to do it for real. Bet. So fast forward to that day, right? Because it's always something. Whenever I go do shows, because of my experience behind the scenes with production, with engineering, with my father being a DJ, I show everybody the same respect. I go in, if I'm in a club, I try to meet the promoter, meet the head bartender. You know what I'm saying? If you're at the strip club, whoever the house, whatever the case may be, just whoever's in position, come to them and say, hey, what's going on? You never know when you might need somebody. You never know when somebody, and just networking in general. The DJ specifically though, like with sound and stuff like that. So I come to my sound check early before they even start setting up security and everything like that. So I do my sound check. Boom, it sounds great. I have my stuff on a flash drive. It was no question. I had my show track. I came prepared.
Right.
You know, rightfully so. I came prepared. I leave out. I talked to the security guard. He just setting up his little rope. I say, yo, man, I'm finna slide out and get some food. It was so crazy because he joked with me. He was like, where you finna go? I said, I'm finna slide to the Chick-fil-A. You know what I'm saying? And this wasn't the Chick-fil-A that was on MLK. This was the Chick-fil-A that was on campus. They had just put the Chick-fil-A on campus. So I was like, yo, I'm finna try to slide to Chick-fil-A and give me about like a 11 piece or something like that. Right. And you know, they don't sell no damn 11 piece at Chick-fil-A. But that was just a joke. He like, man, you can give me an 11 piece, nigga. Like, da, da, da. I like, I'll be back in a little bit. Go, pop out. Come back. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, you know, I need to go ahead, go change, whatever, boom, 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 boom. Go back, go change. And at the time, they had silver tickets. Everybody got like 3 or 4 of these silver tickets that you can give out to your family and friends. So I met up with my folks, some of my closest friends, gave them tickets. Boom, now it's time to pop back in. I had my boy Bill. He go to Clark. He one of my close friends. He's a videographer as well. I'm trying to get him in. I ain't worried about him, so I ain't worried about myself. I know I'm finna get in. But it was like, you know, everybody who was doing camera work had to get a media pass. And they was being stingy with their media passes, dog. You already know how that go. Don't come here at the brand new. You know how it goes. So went up in there, tried to get him one. They weren't really smelling him like that. You feel me? I'm like, damn. But they gave me one. And I'm like, okay, boom, 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 boom. Okay, boom, boom. And they was like, you know what? Nah, because we need da-da-da-da-da. You a performer, you good. Da-da-da-da. Like, with you, we're going to have to wait and see if we can get you another one. So they took the one and they gave to me and gave it to somebody else that was, you know what I'm saying? Keep in mind, he from Clark. And it wasn't like no beef or nothing like that, but it's just like we got people at Morehouse and the C10's department. We never make sure we take care of them before we got some folks from Spelman and Clark trying to get media passes. And you're a performer, so go ahead, you good. So I told him, I said, man, give me a little second. I'm going to try to figure it out. So I go down there, you know, buddy doing his thing, pat down, boom, boom. He get to me. I'm off, dude. What's up? What's good? What's good? He's like, yeah, come on, man. All right, cool, man. Do your thing. He's like, all right, you got to pass. I'm like, bro, I just live up out of here, bro. Come on, man. Like, you tripping, bro. Come on, bro. That's a 11 piece. Come on, man. 11 piece. He like, nah, man, you need a pass, bro. You know what I'm saying? They on my ass today, bro. Like, we got celebrities and shit coming. Like, they on my ass. Like, you gonna have to get a pass. I'm like, nigga, I'm opening the show. I was finna have, like, I was finna spaz out. Excuse me. I was finna spaz out on, bro. Like, I'm finna open the show. Like, what are you talking about? And all the way back around, got a pass, right? I told my boy Bill, I said, if you stay slick with me, we might be able to do this. So it was so crazy. It was like a professional handoff. I don't know how we had made it work, but it was like, I went back down, showed him my pass, and went by. And I said, come on, Bill, like, let's roll. So he stepped past Buddy, right? So if you picture it, Buddy is facing like this way. I come past him. I say, come on, Bill. So he step around him. So Buddy naturally be like, ho, 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 ho. But when he do that, I do like this. You feel me? Like, boom. You know what I'm saying? So he grabbed his shit. He like, check him out. He's like, you got to pass. Boom. By that time, I'm already at the door. I'm like, yo, we got it in this bitch. Let's go. Get in there. I remember seeing people like Takeoff Offset was there.
Dope.
Lloyd was in the building. There's these twin brothers. They dance. They got long hair. I can't remember their names, but they were there. I think Young Thug's sister or something like that, sister or niece or some type of way she was related to Young Thug. She was there. She was slated to perform that night too. And it was just a surreal moment. Like, damn, I'm really here. And then people start coming in, and you just start hearing the indistinct chatter, and it turns into like a rumbling, and then like a, you know, anticipation, like we ready for this shit to go down. And you could just feel
the energy,
that it's packed. They playing music, folk getting turned. Hey, you know what I'm saying? It was popping now. It was popping. Like, I'm in the locker room, like it's going down. You know, sneaking out, checking and seeing who are. Damn, this shit getting thick. Okay, let me stop. Man, those folks trying to come backstage, man. You know, some of the same people that had booed me. There's some people in particular seen me and was like, you know, wow, you really done flipped it up on her.
Right.
I'm like, what you mean? You know what I'm saying? Keep I ain't saying nobody I really be having a conversation with. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I see how far you came, you know. Da, da, da. And I looked at them and I seen in their eyes, like, I don't forget faces. I'm going to forget your name. I'm going to be honest with you. I probably have to learn it. But I don't forget faces. And I don't forget vibes. You know what I'm saying? Like, just people's aura, people just their energy. And it clicked to me. I was like, I ain't say it, but I was like, I remember you was like in the 5th row
Right, you
on the
left.
left. You keying the fuck out of me. Like, come on, Shawty, don't do that.
Right.
Don't do that.
Right.
Shit, come on, we trying to come backstage. Me and my... Y'all got some passes? Well, you already backstage. Give us your pass.
Right.
Bold, man, bold. I'm good. Y'all enjoy the show. Kept it cool, kept it classy. You feel me? But that was a moment. I was like, damn, I'm in here.
Right.
Like, these niggas in the same locker room. They turning up in the locker room. I'm right there. Fly on the wall type shit. I ain't had to say nothing. I was there. They was there.
Right.
Just because I'm here, I'm supposed to be here. This ain't no accident.
Right.
Go out there. The same guy. This is how crazy this shit be, bro. The same guy who was hosting that Apollo event that was telling niggas to boo me was the host for this.
Wow.
So there was a moment, and I mean, and rightfully so. This nigga probably don't even remember who I am. This ain't none of that. This ain't on none of that. I ain't never been on none of that. But just for me, I don't forget shit. You know what I'm saying? And I just know there's certain things in my story that stick with me, like that moment. Absolutely. So I remember everything about that moment. It ain't about him. It's not about the crowd. It's just that moment. It sticks with me. You know what I'm saying? So I see somebody, same way I recognize that girl, I recognize Buddy. And he had to bring me out. You feel me?
Right.
So there's this moment where I'm not one of them type of people, I'm going to just make a scene and stuff like that, but I realized it, and it kind of amped me up. It got me ready because it kind of was a full circle type of moment. I said, damn, that's crazy how shit be happening, bro. Right. Got up on stage, rocked it out. 4,000 people. Rocked it out, man. On Peace and Love, though.
Okay. With Zoe.
On Peace and Love. You know what I'm saying? No, not the song. Not the song. But just on the principles.
Okay.
Let me refrain. Right. On the principles of peace and love. All right. I got these folks in here, man. They drunk, they turned up, man. We out here. Folks from the West End of Parlay in here too. This ain't just a school event no more.
Oh yeah, it's never.
Thug gonna be on MLK. We slide. What?
Right.
Line right around the building twice, like a Popeyes, bro. Don't play. Like this is really going down. So I'm in there off the. If you love yourself, say I love myself. And it's going, bro. And I felt that, bro. Like in this era, in this time, in this even that space with all these different energies, all these different artists, all these different vibes. Y'all know what y'all came for. But let me give you this. And then for me to go first, let me give you this before you. It was no feeling like that, man.
That's beautiful.
Ever. It was.
You feel like you chased that moment when you perform?
Do I feel like I chased that moment?
Yeah, like you, because I know a lot of times when people perform, it's like, a great performance like that, they're like, I gotta go back there. Take me back there when I perform. Like, that's my comfortable space.
Well, I'll say that in that moment I was overwhelmed. And the only thing keeping my composure was this moment of knowing I'm where I'm supposed to be.
Word.
All the doubt, like they say before you get on stage, even with theater, before you get on stage, all them butterflies, you take a deep breath, hold your breath for a little minute, and let that shit out. And you just go out there and give it everything, let that shit go, bro. Either it's gonna be, it ain't. You know what I'm saying? It's that time. It ain't time to go back and be like, I don't want to do it. The show must go on. Either you gonna barbecue, you gonna meal do. So what you gonna do? Went on stage, killed it, man. So that feeling was so overwhelming. I do chase, in so many words, that feeling. Like I want that same type of euphoric feeling, not just from myself, but from the crowd, right? But I've also been in smaller, more intimate settings where people smoking hookah, people just chilling, they ain't really paying attention to me. And I would think like, damn, they ain't really rocking with my vibe. I had that happen. But then somebody might come up to you after the performance like, yo, this is what I'm dealing with in my home situation. This is what I'm dealing with in my relationship situation, or my spiritual situation, or my financial situation. So I also kind of yearn for that moment too as an artist, to be able to connect with people on a more intimate level,
Word.
especially in a time where it's such a facade and there's no intimacy with this facade. It's like, you know, we doing all this stuff, we living like this and stuff like that, but there's no mental intimacy with it. There's no like spiritual intimacy with it. It's like, it's nothing. It's just, you just see the facade. You see the flashing lights, you see that, you know what I'm saying? But what are you gaining from it? How are you connecting with that? If you're not living like that, we aspire to live like that, and it drives us to that. But I've always tried to keep the honesty because I want to connect with people like that. So I'm rapping a song talking about what I'm going through. It gave somebody the green light to come, and they trusted me with that. Mm-hmm. Something that they probably wouldn't tell somebody that they like that with. They trusted me with that. Right. So on the flip side, while I do love those big euphoric moments where folks is just singing your song and screaming your name, that's ego.
Right.
The humility is in those moments where people make you realize, damn, not only am I just a speck in the spectrum, you know, right, but this music and these words are larger than me, larger than life. Right. I'm a vessel. Right. This ain't about me. So when I'm on stage, and sometimes, you know, we can have our vanity, our ego. Yeah, it's about me. Scream my name, sing my song, shout it like, right, fuck is you doing? Come on. Right. You know, but when I'm in that intimate setting and people do stuff like that, it freezes me in my tracks. Mm. I'm not just my mouth and my words. Right. It's my ears. I gotta.
You in awe.
Damn, I'm in awe now. Mm. So it's a flip side. It's a flip side to it for sure.
Definitely, I can respect.
You know, but those were some of the experiences that helped me grow as an artist, and that and doing theater. You know what I'm saying? I actually majored in fine arts and theater in college, so I took a lot of acting classes and theater classes over at Spelman. You know what I'm saying? I did theater productions and plays, so there was like this little vibe too, like I'm with the artsy fartsy club, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, these are all these vibrant, dope people, you know what I'm saying? So it really helped me get my music into different circles on campus. So from that, graduated. I felt like that was such a big thing for me because I've always been the youngest in my class. My birthday's in September. Right. So it fell in a certain place. So when I started school, when I was young, I was just the youngest. So, you know, some people, they older, some people, they younger. I was just one of those people that was younger. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing too crazy about it. But I was one of the younger ones, so I didn't let that form a chip on my shoulder. But it was always something that I used to fuel me, like even when it was coming to good grades, like I'm the youngest. They're going to try to pick on me, whatever. Fuck it. I'm going to get the best grades. I'm going to do this. I'm going to be cool. Boom, boom, boom. So I kept that mentality, and it was such a great feeling to know that I had graduated from college at 21.
Right.
Like, man, virtually damn near no loans. I graduated at 18. This was the year before our brother had paid off for everybody else. Right. This was the year before.
Right. I graduated at 17, so right.
Man, talk about
I wish, right.
Man, you know, and I remember even in that moment, you know, you get up for commencement, it's 5 in the morning, man. You're driving down the street, half asleep with a cap on. In here in this room, walking down, trying to get right, but you realize, like, damn, like, some of my brothers ain't graduating. That hurt me, man. It hurt, man, because you share these experiences and you want to just go through them together. Like, man, this is what I started with. We gonna finish, man. What you mean? Absolutely. You know, so ended up going through that. You know, they granted me the opportunity to perform one last time at the parent. What is it? The parent party? Not the parent. That's parent party is at the beginning, but it's
party
the
ceremony.
It's at the end. The parent ceremony at the end.
Okay. Where the gates kind of close and all that stuff.
No. Not when you're a freshman, but when you graduate. So the parent party.
I see.
What I was thinking about was the one at the beginning when, you know, the parents leave and that's that big thing when the gates close. But at the end, it was the parent something ceremony for graduation. Okay. I can't remember right now, but they allowed me, my brother Trayvon, and my homie Lorenzo. My brother Lorenzo, he performed there with me as well. So we all did this one big last hurrah, and that was such a big thing for me because it was a culmination. Not only was I sitting out and performing in front of my peers, but I'm performing with my peers, family, their peers, different. So for one, it's a bigger audience. Right. But as soon as I get on stage, folks already know what's up. They like, yo, let's go. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like a dope feeling. My grandmother, both of my grandmothers were there.
Wow. It's a blessing, man.
man, family came from out of town, bro. It was surreal. You know, I cried. I really did.
Right.
I really did. And you know, that was just such a great moment. So coming off of that, fresh out of graduation, I'm doing a theater tour. Get straight to the bag, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Like, folks want to go get a 9 to 5. I'm going to try me first. I'm going to give myself a certain amount of time. If I don't see no stain from it, we're going to try to make something shake somewhere else. But if I can make this shit shake, by the time I'm up there, I'm going to be solid. It's going to be 100% thorough. It ain't going to be no flim-flam, none of that. So I put all my chips in that basket. Did a theater tour. We did a stop in Minnesota. Came back. Tore my LCL.
Damn.
At that time, I was 160 pounds, soaking wet with a brick in my back pocket. Best shape of my life. I grew up playing sports. My grandfather was a Harlem Globetrotter, so basketball was all throughout my family.
Wow.
Basketball and music, you know what I'm saying? That's just on my father's side, you know. So, tore my LCL. I was in the best shape of my life. Performance-wise, I can get on stage and run them lines front, backwards, side to side. Perform a song, rap, freestyle, cypher for 30 minutes. I had my breath in control. 10 my LCL.
While performing?
Nah.
Okay.
Playing basketball.
All right. Okay.
And, you know, that was a fluke moment, man. We just playing pickup ball. You know, we at Morehouse. Folks would come to Morehouse. We go to Georgia State, Georgia Tech. Anyway, just hoop. You know what I'm saying? That was the thing. You know, the BC before COVID. You know what I'm saying? So that was the thing. And I'm at Georgia State. I remember coming down, boom, boom. Our team steal the ball. I poke out on the fast break. I rip. I get the ball. I'm coming down. The nigga who we just stole the ball from, me and him have been, you know, yapping back and forth. But it's just basketball. It's a little trash talk. My whole way down, he ride my hip trying to steal the ball. You feel me? So I kicked the ball off to my partner in the corner. So he go ahead, cash that 3. Go ahead, do what it do. Somebody will come out of nowhere and steal the ball. So just think about momentum. You got somebody right here, whole time. I kick, right? Kick that ball out. When I got ready to plant and turn, now keep in mind now, I could really when I got ready to plant and turn, when I moved his leg, it made room for that knee, his knee, this momentum. So I'm getting ready to turn back around like, oh shit, we finna get the ball again. Plant, turn, and that. Recipe for disaster, man.
How long was that healing process?
About a year, really. A year and some change. Had surgery. It was my first time having surgery. I was scared as shit, bro. Wow. They say when they say they really talk to you for a few seconds and you be out and you wake up, that's really how it be.
Right.
And that shit was scary in itself.
I had it on my shoulder. I had popped my shoulder. I had surgery. Yeah.
I had to have microscopic on my shit, bro.
Yeah, they watch it on the screen and stuff.
Bro, what?
Yeah.
Oh, these big ass bandages. They had this machine. I stick my leg and my foot in, and they bring ice around that shit, circulating and all this stuff. I'm like, oh, whatever, boom. You know, I was in shock. I didn't want to believe it had happened. When it had happened, I'm still trying to hop around. Right. It's just a sprain. It'll go away. Right. You know, we in our youth. You know, like now I'm 24. I'm still youthful. You know what I'm saying? But I'm growing up. You know what I'm saying? But in that time, like when you still like teenager coming up, stuff like that, you just be doing shit, bro.
Not even thinking about it, right?
You know what I'm saying? But your body, you know what I'm saying? Your immune system might not be that strong as an adult. But in terms of your body, your durability, like you heal fast. You can break an arm at 6 years old, be good. You know what I'm saying? So we just doing shit, man. That was my first time having to have surgery. And I remember getting the MRIs and all that type of stuff, and having to sit in there with that doctor, and he was like, yeah, so you tore your meniscus and your LCL in 3 places, and you're going to have to need surgery as early as next Wednesday. So how do you want to move forward? Straight like that. Damn, bro, like, give me a second to consume what you're telling me. Like, I'm like, damn, bro. Did that shit, man. They start asking me, like, man, you know, how old are you? You know, what's your favorite color? By the time I was like, yeah, my favorite color, I was out. Woke back up, had to rehab, had to learn how to walk again. So to put this in perspective, I was in the best shape of my life. But not only did my leg went straight vegetable, because I'm not using it. I had an active gym regimen. You know what I'm saying? I was on that. I was really active. I loved to run. You know what I'm saying? Hit the gym. I was a gym rat. Like, I was on that. Once you start seeing results, it becomes addictive.
Right.
I can definitely say going to the gym becomes addictive. So now I'm just sitting around, and I'm sitting within my thoughts. It can become really depressing. You can't, I got this big ego that, surpasses me and tells me I can do all these great things, and I'm such this great person, and hold me to this standard. And I gotta ask you to get me some ice. Like, come on, my nigga. Like, that shit humbled the fuck out of me, bro. For real, bro. That shit.
Right.
Bro, that shit. Like, on me, bro. That shit humbled a nigga, bro. But I had to just really sit with myself and reflect. And when you got a lot of people telling you can't do no wrong, you ain't gonna think you do no wrong.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it takes a lot to really just reflect. Like, even in the midst of all this, why would this happen? I was asking, like, why, God? Why would you do this to me? All type of stuff. Had to learn how to walk again, learn how to put trust into that need, and then build it, right? Build it. I'm still building up to this day. I'm close. Build it up, you know what I'm saying? The mental aspect of it. The physical is going to heal on its own. Give it time. But that mental, that's where the real work is. That's where the real work is, bro. Because it's like you got this, now you looking at your leg, it's just like dead weight. You know what I'm saying? Just trying, like, so you stepping on it, and you not even, like, you trying to, you know what I'm saying? You can't even trust that shit. Man, I had an experience when I was on crutches, doing too much, and they taught me I had to trust myself. This is when I was walking, but it was still like within that walk-in brace crutch period. Like, yeah, don't get off them just yet, though. You can good, but don't put all your 100% weight on it. So I done got it finessed to where I could go up and down the stairs. I can go this, that, and the third. I'm coming down the stairs, man, and fell. Like, down a flight of stairs on my crutches. I turned around and slid down the stairs backwards, like, phew. I was so grateful, man. I ain't just got my shit, like, literally. Right. You know what I'm saying? So, moments like that, I had to learn how to trust myself again, mentally, spiritually, physically. Built myself back up again. And one of the main plays that I was in when I was doing theater productions over at Spelman, they were moving forward with another leg of the show, but now I can't do it. I graduated, but at the same time, I'm physically unable to do it, even if I wanted to do it on like a more national level. So they offered me, they was like, well, what about, I was like, well, what about the music? So here I am creating scores for theater productions and films, which is something that I always dreamt of doing, but I didn't foresee it being at this part of my career. Like, I was like, okay, I'm gonna rap, and I'll produce, probably act a little bit, do all this other philanthropic type of stuff. Boom, then hit him on, okay, I'm doing scores, like he on some symphonic shit. Got an opportunity to do hip-hop, urban version of Romeo and Juliet. Got an opportunity to do August Wilson's The Piano Lesson. Did the Roommate out at the Aurora Theater. Did a number of productions out at Marietta's new theater in the Square. Just all these different theaters, and that opened up a whole new wave of revenue. So I'm out here making money in a wheelchair. Right. Shit, you know what I'm saying? Right. So again, that kind of brought me out of my depression and kind of like reminded me, you can stand on your own 10 and make something out of nothing anytime. Yeah. Even if you can't even walk, you can't even stand, you can still stand on your own 10. So, from that, I came out of that when I started back walking again, getting my life back right. I started working at Icon Studios. And that was one of the main big time studios downtown, you know what I'm saying? It's in the same circles as Patchwork and Tree Sound and Street Execs like Doppler. High quality stuff, you know what I'm saying? And of course I had built this here to hone my craft, but I knew that I didn't have to leave anywhere with the equipment that I invested in. I didn't have to go anywhere else, but I also knew I had to maintain revenue. Right. And I wouldn't always invite people here, you know what I'm saying? Right. This is like family and friends, you know what I'm saying? But I need to go make some money. You know what I'm saying? These theater productions, they pay you. They pay you good money now. I ain't gonna cap about that. They pay you good money, but it ain't every day. Right. It's like you might have a 2-3 month period, you working on the production. After that, okay, now you gotta find your next gig. That's a gig workers, entertainers type of lifestyle. People may not understand that, but that's a hustler, entrepreneur's lifestyle. Yeah, I'm working on this, but even if I get this, I gotta get something else. It don't never stop. Right. You feel me? It never stops, but that's what you're in it for. Yeah. It never stops. Like, even when you working, you still get your weekends off. You still get that break. Entrepreneur, you set all that up. Right. You feel me? So, it taught me how to, turn my gifts and my other skills outside of just rapping, the production, the engineering, you know what I'm saying, just my know-how, how to manipulate sound, my sound design, that took me a lot of different places really quickly. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm in a place where my network has elevated. So now when I lead with the behind the scenes, when I lead with the production, or when I lead with these other things, when you find out that I really do this music shit and I really do that, it sweep you off your feet. It take you by storm. Damn, bro, I didn't even know. I thought you was just the engineer, and I thought you was just the producer. I know how to wear many hats, right. And I know when and where to wear a hat. You know what I'm saying? But my end goal, my main result that I want to achieve, I want to be able to really do something powerful within hip-hop and for hip-hop.
Ladies and gentlemen, Renny on the one. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you for coming out and joining us, man, and being on the platform, brother. It's always a good time. We'll see you next time, brother. Peace.